Hello everyone, this is a tutorial video on how to perform the Fastener check for Minimac for the JS2 package. The first thing you want to do is just make sure you fill out the project information of the date, your name, and also the project name. And then one of the first things here, one of the first columns that you would also want to fill out is the detail reference. Typically that is the C-beam analysis that has a head anchor condition or Minimac anchor condition that needs to be analyzed. So for sake of this example, I'll put C-beam 1. And then for quantity of clips, we would want to start off with 2. And then for the wind load is going to come from that C-beam analysis that you're analyzing. That reaction that you're going to be looking for, or that wind load, is going to be at your head anchor. In this case, it is anchor number 2. And if you go down here, anchor 2 has a 369-pound reaction at that head member. So one of the things to keep in mind here is that this C-beam analysis was run at 50 square feet. So when it's run at something that's not 10 square feet, we would want to do this conversion factor here to get a more accurate wind load to be used for this example. Or an alternate would be to rerun the C-beam analysis at a wind pressure at 10 square feet. So once you put in your wind load, for this example, I'll put in 750 pounds. The structure thickness, so typically on a project, it is studs, and we would start off at a 16 gauge stud. And then the next item here would be the bearing distance, which is your center line of fastener to edge of clip. Typically that is 1. The next one would be the substrate gap, which is 1 1/4 in typical conditions, but can vary, of 1 1/4. And then your last entry point here would be the substrate tolerance. In this case, for this example, we are using studs, and studs typically have a tolerance of 1/4 inch. So when you put in all that information, it's going to populate the quantity of fasteners per clip. Keep in mind that per clip, the max allowable fasteners are 5. So when this data comes back to you as something greater than 5, as 6 or more, for example, if you have a wind load of 1100, the thing that you would want to do is change the structure thickness. You'd want to essentially thicken up the stud that we're going into to 12 gauge. And here you'll see that that has changed to 3, which is allowable since that is 5 or less fasteners for that clip. And with that information, we would want to denote that on our detail in our profile package. You would modify this note right here saying that a minimum of 12 gauge stud is needed. And also very important is to note how, depending on how much runs you have and how much required 12 gauge stud, that might be a conversation to have with the Walt and Wolf team, and also especially the PM to coordinate if we want to use 12 gauge stud everywhere, or if we want to just use it where required. So that's important to know how common this condition is. And that is how you check fasteners for Minimacs. Thank you.